Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Money Mondays. I'm here. It's Nakia Carter. Welcome. I'm excited that you're here. I feel blessed that you're here. We're going to get started at 9 o'clock. We have about a minute to go. Of course, as always, I have my notes here. So I'm excited to share some new things with you all tonight. Tonight's Money Monday, we're going to be talking about upskilling and leveling up in your career and why that's important and what that looks like. And then we're also going to be talking about, I'm going to give you some six-figure jobs that you can get where you don't need a degree, right? And so we'll be doing that shortly. Let's give everybody an opportunity to come on. It's right at 9 o'clock on the dot. So I want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row. Let me check this screen. Okay, you guys can see me. You can hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so, okay, let's go ahead and get started. I know a lot of you all watch the replay, so I'm not gonna drag it out, but let's get started talking about upskilling. And I'm gonna tell you some six-figure jobs that you can get without a degree. Okay, now upskilling is so important, right? Especially if you've been in the same role or you've been at the same income level for however many years, right? Maybe you've been making 30, 40, 50, $100,000 for the last 5, 10 years. It's important for you to upskill so that you can reach that next level in your career, right? You never want to stay stagnant. You never want to stay the same. There are always things you can learn, especially those transferable skills that will help you in the long run. And especially right now. So let's think about what's going on. Right now, everything is high, right? Inflation is out the roof. And so if you've been making $50,000 for the past 5 years, that $50,000 is not the same buying power as it was 5 years ago. Hey, Candy, welcome to Money Mondays. So you really have to make sure that you're upskilling, that you're focusing on transferable skills that you can take from one role to another role. You really want to focus on those soft skills, right? The things that you can't teach, how to communicate, how to problem solve, work on emotional intelligence. All of that goes into your upskilling. Now, I know a lot of companies are laying off right now. You have Google and Microsoft, PayPal. They'll announce some layoffs today. I don't want that to scare you, okay? Because there are still jobs out there. Jobs are still being created. And depending on your role and on your industry and the skills that you're bringing to the table, you're very much in demand. So I want you to focus on that, okay? The best thing for you to do right now in this economy, if you've been laid off, even if you haven't been laid off and you've kind of been at that same space in your career for a few years, is to focus on upskilling. Okay, focus on getting the skills that you need to either transfer industries, to get a new role, whatever it is. You want to focus on upskilling. And then at the end of this live tonight, I'm going to give you some tips on what you want to focus on to when you're upskilling and when you're moving on. Now, there are roles that you can get where you can make great money and you don't need a degree. Now, before I go further, let me preference this. I would never discount anybody's degrees. I have two master's degrees. I have an MBA and then a master's in communication. Baby, they're my degrees. They got my name on it. And once you get a degree, nobody can take that from you. But the reality of the situation is a lot of people don't want to go to college for whatever reason. Maybe college is not for them. Maybe they are a unique learner. Maybe some things happen early in their life and they're in the later part of their life. And they're like, listen, I don't have time for college. I don't want to go. There are jobs that you can get that all you need is certifications and then be able to communicate those transferable skills where you will be successful and you will make good money. Okay, so let's get into it. The first few jobs I'm going to give you are in tech. So I'm going to preference that tech is where the money is. Okay, it's where the money resides. Google has a UX design certification, okay, and it's free. A lot of these certifications are either going to be free or they're going to be like a nominal cost, $1,000 or $2,000 or less. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. Now, let's talk about UX design. UX design is basically how a website or a product looks. Is it appealing to the consumer? So when you go to a website like Target and it looks all pretty and the navigation is great and it makes you want to shop, it makes you want to buy, that most likely was put together by a UX designer. Very simple to do. Google has a certificate and it's called what is it called? It's called UX design, and they have a certification. So if you Google Google Google's UX certification, it'll come right up, okay? On average, the salary for an entry level UX designer is $86,000, and then it goes all the way up to $110,000. So if you're looking for a role where you can step into fairly quickly, where you can make some great money, this may be a good option for you, especially if you like designing, especially if you're good with content and how things look visually and making sure it passes ADA requirements and all of that. UX design may be a good idea for you. $85,000 is nothing to scoff at when it comes to a career and a certificate that you got in under 6 months, okay? The next role that you can get is also in tech. It's dealing with the cloud. And so if you don't know what the cloud is, it's basically a way to store data where you don't have to store it on your computer. And so if you have a MacBook, if you work with Microsoft 365, those are all cloud-based softwares where you're saving a document or you have some files on your computer and they're being saved up in the cloud. Another good example is with your iPhone. So you know how we have iTunes and you can buy extra storage and it's like 1 terabyte for $10. They're saving all the information on your phone up in the cloud. Cloud is big business because so many organizations are now moving across borders, they're moving across continents, and they need to be able to access that information and have it readily available for all of their employees in one central space, and the cloud helps with that. Hey, Nathan Morris, welcome, welcome, welcome. So there are a few certificates that you can get, and the role is called Cloud Architect, okay? Amazon has an AWS certification. Very simple to get, very quick to get. You can get this certification in 2 months. Microsoft has MS Azure Cert, which is their version of the cloud. It's their cloud software. A lot of companies use Azure. It's a hot application and a hot topic in the tech industry. So try that out. And Google also has one called the Google Cloud Cert. All of those certifications are online. You take them at your own pace, and they make it bank, okay? Cloud architects, even at entry level, can start at $110,000 on up to $170,000, and that's from salary.com. So this is a certification that if you're into tech and you don't have an IT degree and you want to just hop into tech and you want to get some experience, definitely look into those cloud architect certifications because trust me, it works, okay? The third role is a project manager. Now, I'm a project manager and I'm a technical project manager, and basically all I do is make sure that $1 million projects stay on track, right? I'm making sure that people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, that the money is being budgeted the way it's supposed to be budgeting, that I'm watching the money, that I'm making sure that the work gets done and all that good stuff. Now, you can get certifications. The most common certification in project management is a PMP, which is a project management professional certification. That's the top level of that cert. They also have the CAMP, which is a certified associate in project management, and that's one level under a PMP. Both of those are great certifications to have because it teaches you the world of project management, and it's very easy to get a job if you have those certifications. Google has a project management cert where you can take it and learn how to be a project manager and learn how to manage projects and so on and so forth. The starting salary for an entry-level project manager, somebody with very little experience, maybe you came from HR and you want to get into project management, that salary is $50K, and I've seen project management roles go all the way up to $200-something thousand after you talk about stock options and benefits. So it's a very lucrative role to get into. Even being a project manager, I can tell you that there are not a lot of minorities in tech still. Like, we've been talking about this for 10 years and there's still not a lot of minorities in project management. There are not a lot of minorities in tech, and so that has to change. So look into these certifications because this is life-changing money. Like, you can change your family's trajectory of your lifestyle with a simple certification. Now, piggybacking on number 3, the project management role is also a Scrum Master. So a Scrum Master is an agile role, and basically it's a servant leader role. You're still working in tech. You're working with the development teams. You're working with project owners. You're working with project managers like myself. And basically you're making sure that they can get their work done, right? So if they have any concerns, if they have any blockers, you can remove those. They do have Scrum Master certifications. Those certifications are not difficult to get either. You have the CSM, which is a certified Scrum Master. You have a SAFe certification. You can pay for those. I've seen them as low as $99, right? And so you take those transferable skills, you move into this industry. Maybe you come in not making as much money as you want to. Maybe you come in making $45 an hour. That's still $100,000 a year. And then you work your way up from there. On average, the salary for Scrum Masters is $53,000 to over $175,000. So when I tell you that this is work that you can do, especially if you're coming from a different industry, if you want to get into tech, these are great roles for you to look into. Now, the fourth role that you can get and turn into a career is a dental hygienist. As long as people need teeth and have teeth, we're going to need dental hygienists, right? Because the dentist, they're not going to come in and clean your teeth. Anytime I go to the dentist, and especially if I'm there for a teeth cleaning, the dentist comes in and looks in my mouth for 5 minutes and then they leave, right? And they asking questions. So dental hygienist roles are in high demand. Now, you will have to go to a accredited school for dental hygienists so that you can learn how to step into this role. It's going to cost some money up front. But if this is something that sounds interesting to you, this may be something that you want to consider. I'll take a 13-month dental hygienist certification or program over a 4-year degree, and you still have access to that great income for your family. On average, dental hygienists make about $77,000 a year. Of course, that could be higher or lower depending on the area of the country you're in. But the industry for dental hygienists has an 11% projected growth. So I'm telling you, people all over this world have teeth. We are going to need dental hygienists. So if this is something that you've always wanted to get into, maybe you've been looking at the medical field, consider becoming a dental hygienist. Okay, 5 is real estate agent. Real estate agents, you do have to learn about real estate laws for your state. You do have to take an exam. It takes about 4 to 6 months to really get through that real estate agent school. Of course, if you are doing it full time, it's going to take you shorter. But on average, real estate agents make $90,000 a year. Now, we all know that in any industry, you're going to have extreme lows, you're going to have extreme highs. But you can make some great money as a real estate agent, especially if you're in a city like New York or here in Dallas, where they have rental agents, where if you're looking for an apartment, you will go to like a rental agent or a real estate agent, and they would help you find an apartment. They're selling apartments in California. They're selling apartments in Miami. So being a real estate agent, don't think that that's like for the weak. That's a great career to get into where you don't need a 4-year degree. You can get into that industry. You can make good money. You can find your footing. You can find your niche, and then really make some great money in the long run. And then I had an extra role here. You guys know I'm an overachiever. Entrepreneurship. The income is endless with being an entrepreneur, right? You work for yourself. You can make money from your phone. You can be your own boss. And really, it's a great way for you to also change the trajectory of your lifestyle. I know people who started businesses and the businesses took off, right? And now they're super wealthy because their businesses took off. They have money coming in because their businesses took off. So that's something you can do as well. Hey, Erica. And then, I have a note here. 88% of millionaires are entrepreneurs. So if you're looking to make some big bank, do it, right? Because you can make some good money, especially if you solve a need or you find a niche that works for you. You can make some great money. Don't knock being an entrepreneur. Okay, so those are the 5/6/7 roles that you can focus on where you don't need a 4-year degree. You can get a certification really quick, under a year in some instances, and be off and running. Now, of course, there are other roles that you can get. These are just 5, 6, 7 that I came up with to share with you tonight. Some things that I thought were important. When you are upskilling, when you're looking to elevate, when you're looking to move to the next level, there are some things that you want to do. You want to focus on in-demand skills, right? So what does your industry look like? What are the trends? You never want to invest in a program where you're not going to be successful. And I'll tell you a story. A few years ago, my husband has told me this story. It was some technical code that they were projecting was going to be a big deal, right? And in the state where I'm from, in St. Louis, they were running this certification. They were running this program for this code that was supposed to be the next big thing, and it was probably like $1,500. And so all these people enrolled in this program and paid their money, and it flopped. Okay, the code, the language did not take off like they thought it would. It was essentially useless, and so I don't want that to be used. So do your research when you're thinking about upskilling, and when you're thinking about moving to a different industry. Read, figure out what the trends are, so that you are not investing in something that's not going to go anywhere. The next thing that you want to do is focus on the certifications, right? Focus on the salary. Look at the growth project, the career growth projections. Look at a day in the life. The last thing that you want to do is step into, let's say, a scrum master role, because they make great money, only to figure out that you don't really want to be a scrum master. You don't like it for whatever reason. So make sure that you are really looking into what that looks like day to day, what that looks like in 5-10 years from now. Go on YouTube, look at some videos of people, what they're doing every day, read comments, read blogs, all of that, so you can see if this is something that you really want to do. And if you know a scrum master, a good idea is to shadow with them, to say, hey, can I just come over and watch you work for a day, or can I come up to your office and hang out for a day to see what it is that you do, if they allow that. You want to use your resources. So use your LinkedIn, use your friends and family. Let people know that you're looking for a new career, you're looking for something different. That's another great way to shadow, especially after you get your certification and you're ready to step into that role. You can reach out to those people who are established in the industry and say, hey, do you know anybody looking for a project manager? Do you know anybody looking for a hygienist, a dental hygienist, so on and so forth. And then lastly, what you want to focus on when you're upskilling, especially if you're moving from one industry to another industry, is to highlight those transferable skills. There are some things that you cannot teach. I don't care how many degrees you get. I don't care how many certifications you get. You can't teach somebody how to be a good communicator. You can't teach somebody how to be patient and calm and to be able to resolve conflicts and have a high emotional intelligence. So focus on those transferable skills while you're upskilling, because those are going to help you on your journey. You absolutely want to get better, right? If you're not getting better, that means you're staying at the same salary level. And just like $100,000 in California is not a lot of money, $100,000 5 years ago, if you're still making $100,000, that's probably not a good amount of money, especially for your lifestyle. Okay. So I hope this Money Monday helped you. I am excited that you guys are here. Thank you for joining. I will see you all next week. Comment after I post the video and let me know what your favorite part was. If you have some topics that you want to see in the future, let me know and I'll be more than happy to bring those as well. I hope you guys have a beautiful week, and I will see you later. Bye. Okay.